Azzi Williams and I'll be talking through vegan makeup today. We're going to create a beautiful, completely vegan look for our beautiful model today, Charmaine. So the reason why vegan makeup is important is if you're vegetarian or vegan, you'll need non-animal derivatives in your makeup. Another reason why vegan makeup is important is if you have a certain religious background that stops you from having certain animal byproducts, you should be aware that these things should not be in your makeup as well. So to prep and prime Charmaine's skin, I'm using Tarte Clean Slate Poreless. It's a natural-based, vegan-friendly primer. So pop some product on your clean, sanitized hand, or you can also use a palette, and you can use a flat foundation brush to apply. You don't need a lot. Less is more when it comes to primer. You can see it immediately creates a poreless matte finish. So I'll be concentrating on the T-zone and then just working it around to the rest of the face. So for a vegan-friendly option when it comes to foundations, one of my go-to brands is Cinema Secrets. They're vegan-friendly, they are so pigmented, and they're widely used in film, television, and theatre. The great thing about these is that you can use them as a concealer, the darker shades can be used as a contour, and they can also be sheared out for a more of a dewy look. So with a flat foundation brush, we're going to apply the Cinema Secrets foundation all across Charmaine's face. So you'll see this is quite a full coverage foundation, which works beautifully for bridal as well, and for a night out when you want that extra coverage to last. And then you can blend it in with a wedge. So you can shear it out with your favorite vegan moisturizer. Beautiful. To really work the product into the skin, you can also use a gentle buffing motion. So the more you work the product into the skin, the longer your foundation will last. So for concealer, you can still use the Cinema Secrets, but you don't necessarily have to shear it out with a moisturizer or a mixer. I'm using the Cinema Secrets a 5-shade palette in kit number 5, which has fair to medium tones. So I'll be using a vegan-friendly Haute brush, and that's spelled H-A-U-T. They're a 100% vegan-friendly brand, and I'm going to use a little bit on underneath Charmaine's eyes. So with a small flat concealer brush, this is Haute, H-A-U-T, 100% vegan brand. We're going to use a small amount of the Cinema Secrets foundation as a concealer. And it has such amazing coverage. You can see it really works beautifully to conceal any dark circles. And then you can work that in with a wedge sponge, just to gently allow the concealer to melt into the skin. And we can add a bit of concealer if we want any extra coverage on spots or other minor blemishes, which Charmaine is fortunate not to have. Just a few minor areas to add a bit more coverage. To set your foundation, I'm using the Williams Pro Zero Powder. I created this particularly having vegans in mind because it's 100% vegan friendly and all natural, and it just sets the makeup and allows it to last all day. I'm also using the QC Makeup Academy fluffy brush, and this is also synthetic, which is vegan friendly. So just buffing it, just as you would a mineral powder, and just gently buffing it into the skin. So the great thing about buffing your setting powder is that it works with your foundation in harmony to really set it on your skin to make it last all day. How's that? Nice? When it comes to powder formulations, one of my go-to products is actually a very beautiful Italian brand called Neve. That's Neve. They come in these cute palettes and they are so pigmented and they're 100% vegan friendly. So I'm going to use Giaccio, which is sort of a highlighter color, as a highlighter for Charmaine's cheeks. So just with a small blush brush, just going to get a bit of product, tap away the excess, and just along the cheekbones. So it just creates a lovely shimmer across the cheekbones. And once we've placed the product there, we're going to blend that. So just using a flat buffer brush. Beautiful. To contour Charmaine's cheekbones, I'm using the Neve shade in Noisette, and I'm using the QC Makeup Academy fan brush. And this is actually also synthetic, which is vegan friendly. Adding a little bit of product onto the fan. So we're not going to use a striped motion, we're actually going to use a beautiful fanned effect to gently create that airbrush look. So fanning the product up. So you can see we've got already some added dimension without it being over the top. And on the other side as well. For blush, I'm going to use the Neve Emoticon shade, which is a very soft and subtle pink. And using a small blush brush, tapping off the excess, we're just going to create a lovely sheen across the cheeks. So I just keep it on the apples to keep it natural. Moving on to brows, I'm using the e.l.f. eyebrow kit. So e.l.f. is vegan friendly and it's also really budget friendly as well. And again, the Haute brush, which is also vegan friendly. So just filling in the brows where we need it, a little bit of depth. And then brushing it in with a spoolie. For an eye primer, I'm using the Haute Beige Primer, and that's H-A-U-T. Close your eyes. So this has actually a macadamia base, which is also good for the skin. And that's the beauty about a lot of the vegan products, is that they're actually healthy for your skin as well as being animal friendly. For Charmaine's crease, I'm using Chocoholic by Neve and an Urban Decay brush. So just a flat brush on one side and a fluffy on the other side, which makes my life really easy. So just close your eyes and we're just going to pop that along the crease. And then blend with a clean, fluffy brush. Next, we're going to smoke up Charmaine's eyes with a shade called Smoking by Neva. So again, just a flat brush to deposit the product on the skin. And then just turn your head over to your right. Lovely. And then a clean, fluffy brush to blend. And then turn towards me again. Beautiful. So this is a lovely natural daytime look. To make it a little bit more dramatic for the evening, I'm going to add a bit of shimmer along the lid. So this is Snob by Neva, and I'm using a very small flat brush by QC Makeup Academy. And close your eyes for me. So just working that in the inner corner and then blending out. So to just add a bit more lift to the brows for a night out, you can use Cocoa, which is a white matte by Neva, and just along the brow, right? And just turn your head to the right, lovely. Gorgeous. And then face me. Beautiful. For that extra glitter and dazzle, one of my favorite vegan products is the Urban Decay Space Cowboy eyeshadow, which has a beautiful shimmer to it. And you can just use your clean hand and just dab it along the lids to just add that extra sparkle. Just close your eyes for me. So I'm just going to work it in the inner corners. And then turn to face me, and on the other side as well. Great. For a beautiful vegan mascara, I'm using Lights Camera Lashes by Tarte, which is absolutely perfect if you're being filmed or photographed. So just with a disposable, I'm going to apply that from root to tip. For an even more dramatic look, you can pop some lashes to complete it, and we can also add a little bit of black liner on the lash spread as well as under the waterline. And I'm using the Urban Decay Perversion, which is vegan friendly. So just close your eyes, we can just work that along the lash bed. Just to smoke it up. And then look up for me, and we'll just work it right in along to really create that smoky, dramatic evening look. So to complete and polish the look, we can go back with our highlighter in Giaccio, just in the inner corners to add that extra shimmer in the bottom area of the eye. So just look up for me, and we're just going to blend that with the black. And this is perfect for a night out. For Charmaine's lips, I'm using the OCC lip tars, which are 100% vegan friendly, and they're so beautifully pigmented. So to have them last, especially for a night out, start with a primer, which can be applied with a small brush. Part your lips for me. So this is just a small QC makeup brush, again vegan friendly. It's very hydrating, and it really helps the pigment to stick. Great, that's lovely. Once we have the primer on, we're going to blot it. So just blot for me. Beautiful. And that will prep for the lip liner. I'll be using the OCC lip pencil in NSFW, which is a beautiful vibrant red. Part your lips for me. So we're going to line the lips and then fill them in. To complete the lip look, I'm using the OCC Lip Tart in Harlot. So you only need a small drop because they're so incredibly pigmented. And just using a small lip brush, we're going to layer that on top of the lip liner. Beautiful. And rub your lips together, really rub. Beautiful. And this will last you all night. So you can see vegan makeup can be just as vibrant and dramatic as any other makeup in your kit.